Okay, so here we are in our demo church. You see up here the name of the church. Down the side here we've got the icons, and we can toggle the actual words if we need to remind ourselves what they are, or we can just have it like that. There's absolutely no data in this church yet. We've no people, we've no events, we've no teams, no roles, and that's what it's telling us here, that there's nothing to show, no events have been added yet. In this video I'm going to import a large number of people into the system using a CSV file. Now a CSV file is what you would create from a spreadsheet or an export from a database. So if you've already got your membership of the church or the people who run your rotas in some form of spreadsheet or database, this is the best way to get all the data into plan2gether as quickly as possible. Just quickly show you the spreadsheet I'm going to use to import. Here it is here. It's a CSV file in Excel. I've got the column headings: given name, surname, display name and email address. The display name is optional. The plan2gether system will generate display names automatically, or if you want you can put the display names in here. You'll notice I've got no column for phone numbers. I haven't got phone numbers for these people, but if you have phone numbers you can add a column with the phone numbers, and these are used when we're sending out text messages to remind people that they are on duty. Okay, so let's see how we import this CSV file into plan2gether. So we go to people, and what we'll see is that there is one person in this system. That one person is myself. I'm the manager. I created the account, I created the organisation, and there has to be at least one person in this church. So I'm going to upload the CSV now. So I click on upload and I choose the file I want to upload. So here's the file here, 300 names. I've got 300 people in this CSV. I'm going to import everybody that might be on a rota in our church, so that I don't have to add people later. But you can add people individually, and of course you can edit the details of people when they change. So the first thing I need to do here is to match the columns to the data in plan2gether. So first name is given name, yep, that's fine. Last name, we want that to be the surname. Here's where we can decide if we want plan2gether to create the display name for us, or we can use the display name from the CSV. I'll do that. Email address, I've got an email address, so I'll put that in. And if I had phone numbers, I could match the phone number field there. This tick box here is quite important. If you leave it ticked, then every person who's been added will receive an email to the email address here, inviting them to create a login and become a user in the system. That's a decision you have to think about before you actually do the import. You can go in and regenerate the welcome email individually, but if you want everybody you're uploading to get the welcome email with the invitation to create a user account, then leave it ticked. So I'm going to leave that ticked because I want everybody to get the email. So I just double check I've got these right. Yes, I'm happy with that. I am going to do upload. The upload only takes a couple of seconds. It's really quite quick. Here it shows me 300 people have been added. So I click done to show I'm finished. So here we have the list of all the people who have been imported. We've got 301. That was the 300 imported plus myself, who is the administrator. If we scroll down, the first thing we notice here is that there are two people with duplicate names. At the end of the import, there was a message that said there was no duplicate people. So let's have a look at these and see why this wasn't picked up. So here we have the person, Caitlin Blake, and the display name is C. Blake. And again, another Caitlin Blake, but notice their email addresses are different. So these are two different people with different email addresses. It's not the same person, so it's not a duplicate. If we continue scrolling down, here's another case where we have the display name is not unique. We've got two C. Cans. We've got Christopher Can and we've got Corey Can. Again, they have different email addresses. That's fine, but the display names are not unique. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and show you how you can edit display names to make them unique. If they're not unique, it can cause a lot of issues later on when you're trying to assign people into teams and roles when you don't know which one it is. So this one I'm going to edit, and I'm just going to change this to C-O-R, Can. I'm not wanting to put the full person's name in, but that will be enough to distinguish. Then Christopher, I'm going to edit this and I'm going to make it CHR. So that shows me that's Christopher. So I've now got unique display names for these two people. Now I'll do the same thing up here for the Blakes. So Caitlin Blake, her middle name is Lorna, so I'll just call her CL Blake. The other Caitlin Blake, her middle name is Christine, so I'll just make her CC Blake. So now we have all 300 people in, all with unique display names, all with unique email addresses. If I wanted to add somebody individually now, so if somebody we missed out, I can just click on Add New, and I can enter in here the details, the first name, the last name, display name, add in the email address, and if there's a phone number, add that, and save it. If I wanted to then send them the welcome email with the invitation to become a user, then I would just click on the button here when I select them and say send welcome email, and that will send it again with the link for them to create an account and become a user. So that's the first step in setting up plan2gether, putting the people into the system. Not all of these people may necessarily be in a rota, but the fact that they're in here, it means that they'll be there if we want to add them into a rota. Also remember, the only person who sees this detail is the administrator. All the other people in the system will see display names only. They won't see email addresses, they won't see phone numbers, and they won't see any of that information. The next video will be on setting up teams and assigning people to roles.